Okay, we're here on Consumer Electronics and Outdoor Week here, but right now we're going to focus on consumer electronics, and I'm happy to have the director of CE, Mr. Lee McDonald. Lee, thank you for joining us here on this kickoff day for CE Week.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So, well, what is we are? It's the final week of PrimeTime Early Access, and you get to kind of round things out here. So, are you excited about that?
I am. I would tease Doug and Jeff if they were on the call and tell everybody we saved the best for last. But it's a team here, and it's a little bit of a family. But I'm incredibly excited. I think this year has been it's been challenging. I think everybody, depending on where you sit in the 5,000 plus members we have, it's been challenging more for some than others, and it's been challenging in certain ways for others, and not for the rest of the membership. But I'm incredibly encouraged by what we've seen from the membership, what we've really seen by the vendor community. I don't want to steal a lot of the thunder from the rest of the CE team, but you would expect in a year that's been this challenging, where the vendor community kind of just waits and sits back and tries to see what happens. But that's not what we've seen this year. So I think we've got a lot of incredible things planned for the back half of the year.
That's awesome, and I know that starts, right now, really, with deals.
Like 2 hours ago.
And I know what's all happening this week for you guys, but something that is exciting that I think is worth mentioning. The deals and what's happening this week will continue for a few weeks after the end of PrimeTime Early Access. In the consumer electronics space for you guys.
Yeah, actually, we're really excited. As I kind of alluded to earlier, it's been an interesting shift to kind of watch. I think I took over this seat from Doug Reedy in November of last year, and I've watched this really intense pivot from our vendor community, where they have now, not that they didn't embrace the group before, and in no means, because we've always had incredible relationships with our vendors, but I think in COVID, they have even more so come to the table with offers and inventory and specials for the group. So to your point, yes, our deals start today, but they're going to go all the way through the end of October, because what our manufacturers realize is they may not have the inventory to support today, the deals today. They may not have the dollars to support the deals today, but they're committed to do it sometime between now and the end of October, which is the best time to do it, because that's, all that inventory will ship and be available to our members before Black Friday. So I'm more excited than I think I have been. I was a member for 4 years. I saw the deals. I watched the show specials. I would tell you objectively today and over the next 90 days, we have more inventory than we did last year, which is incredible if you think about it, right? Because what's the number one thing you hear from our membership today? It's, hey, how do I find inventory? How do I make margins? So the other part that I'm really, really excited for is, not only do we have a better inventory position, not only do our members have a better inventory position, but we actually have a better margin position too. So if you think about key brands like, let's just take TV, Samsung, we have 3 times as much inventory this prime time than we did last prime time, and we're at least 2 to 3% better on margin too. So the members are going to reap the huge benefits of having a brand like Samsung front and center. We have new distribution partners with Samsung this year, and that's just Samsung. They're a great brand, great partner, but we've also added other brands like Hisense, Conca and Skyworth and all these other brands. So you think about our members and just retail in general that's really struggling for just TV inventory. Well, Nationwide members exclusively will have access to, I think I pulled the report this morning, it was about $33 million worth of inventory. Wow. Ready to go, ready to ship over the next 60 days. And margin, when's the last time that you as a dealer saw us making 30 points of margin on a 55-inch TV that was sub $600. So there's a lot of things to be excited about. It's been a tough year, but I think we're going to have just an incredible Q4.
That's awesome. And I know for members looking, they can head over to nationwidecashback.com for a look at those deals and everything that's going on for you and the CE space this week. Looking ahead, though, what you mentioned TVs and the opportunity there. Is there anything else that kind of excites you for the back half of this year from a product perspective?
From a product perspective, there's a lot of, we saw a lot of really great technologies be introduced over the last few years. So QLED and OLED, and that technology is starting to trickle down. So you're seeing a few things happen. You're seeing that technology really become at a more aggressive, higher velocity price point. And you're also starting to see things like micro LED and other technologies, full array backlit QLEDs, ultra large QLEDs become, more of a price point where, a 77-inch QLED or, an 82-inch QLED or an 85, depending on who, who's making it, used to be, tens of thousands of dollars. Now you're starting to see some of those TVs for, $3,000 or $4,000. Still a lot of money, but starting to really. But what happens is when those come down, it compresses everything else. So never want to see declining ASPs in the industry. That's not something we're a big fan of. But it's always a good thing, because the number one thing that our members do is they sell premium product. That's why we're so important to our vendors. That's why the vendors love us, because our mix of business is just so high. Our ASP as a group is 3 times higher than what a Best Buy or a national chain is. And that's not for anything we do. It's just because our members are so great. They have a directed sales floor, all the great things about having a commissioned sales floor. So it's just, I think that's what I'm excited for, is to see the new technology come in, the old technology get a little bit more aggressive in price. I'm also really excited to see what connected home does this year too. Google's come out with a ton of new products. We're the only buying group with a Prime retail program. So we're going to bring back the 30% margin on some Google products for this prime time as well. So if you didn't take advantage of it last time, you haven't had a chance to wrap your arms around the business, please reach out to Hank, Randy, or I. We'll get you signed up with the Prime retail program. Again, exclusive to nationwide members, but you can take a category that's huge velocity like Google and smart home. How many routers did you buy for your house over the last?
Too many.
I think I added like 5 hotspots.
Yeah, right.
So how great would it be to, think about back to school and all the other stuff coming at the end of the year, add that to your showroom at 30 points margin. That's what we're all about. So that's what I'm excited for. I'm excited to deliver inventory and margin to our members.
That's awesome. And I know, you've got a lot growing on, this week and into the next few weeks and months here. So, won't take up too much more of your time. Appreciate you hopping on to tell us a little bit about early access and kind of what's coming down the pike for consumer electronics. So go out there and close this thing out with a bang.
That's right. Well, I'll talk to you soon.